Hello everyone. So my name is Ahmed. I'm a applied machine learning intern for the AI engineering team. So I'm under the supervision of China, where I'm working with the AI expert team. So today I'll be presenting SONIC-O1. I will not go through a lot of things in the name. I'll explain it later on. But in the end, it's a fair audiovisual understanding benchmark to evaluate the current models. So before that, I want to go through real life scenarios that we are facing a lot right now. One of the things is in hiring right now, most of the companies, when you apply, they will just provide you with a link for the assessment, and you have to answer through a video recording for their questions, and then you are evaluated. We are not doing the same one-on-one with the company, or just relying on AI for their decisions. But can we trust the AI? Can we trust they will choose the best people for this role? We actually don't. We can't be for sure for that. And also another scenario is in healthcare assessment. Because we know that AI is trained mostly in the public data sets, and especially in healthcare domain and so those sensitive domains, not all the public data are well represented. You will see like there is a lot of bias on the groups, because some groups will be mostly more represented and some of them are underrepresented. But then we are using this model that will be biased. We are not sure if it will pick the correct description or description of the synonyms or anything. So there is an internal bias happening in AI, and we're not sure if they are correct. And why I'm saying that we are not, we can't trust those AI models right now. Just 2 years before, like there is this candidate from Midjourney, there was an image generation model that's biased. They were connecting those roles. Let's say I'm asking for a successful CEO. It is always a white male in the images. Or if you ask for a nurse image, it's always a female. So if there is always this implicit bias, they are connected to some of the positions with other demographics. Can we trust those models in those sensitive cases through hiring or prescription in the medical case, or anyway, without their addressing their bias, or at least we know the answer if we can trust them or not? So we're focusing here on the audio and videos because it's the most hot topic right now. It's mostly used in the videos. We saw that, like, let's say in the hiring and all, they are relying on videos, but we are not sure if the models are aligned with our human values, because in the end, in AI, it's just a train from the data set, and they will report the best accuracy, but do we know if this accuracy is aligned with our human values through the right and justice? And will it be able to be trustworthy as an AI and reliable in those sensitive cases? We actually don't know the answer yet, especially in this case. And here comes the SONIC-O1, which will be a fairness benchmark that focuses to address this issue, so we can know if those models can be trusted in those sensitive cases or not. So I'm trying to answer those 4 research questions in this work. One of the things is, does those video models or large models rely on the short videos or long videos, or they will be like have the same answer in any case? Second thing is, in a scene level reasoning, when you provide like a short video, will they be able to detect everything in this short video and give us a fair answer in the end or not? 2 social aspects. We are focusing on empathy. Let's say I'm using this AI model to help us in the mental health issues, and they are talking with a human. Can they provide an empathic answer? Because in the end, we don't want a robot, we want someone or an AI that aligns with our human values. And demographic fairness, because in the end, the model can be very good, the best accuracy on some groups, but in the other groups are not. So to quantify those demographics, we are covering 3 ways. The ages, different ages, will the AI be able to detect them and be fair with them, and different races, as well as different genders. So SONIC-O1 will be a novel human-centric benchmark. We're focusing on evaluating those large multi-models like Gemini, GPT-4, on those video reasoning, audio and video reasoning, but with a human-centric evaluation. So this is an example here, like for the 3 tasks we are doing for summarization of the videos, single understanding, as well as temporal localization, if the model will be able to build a mental model for the temporals or not. So to achieve this example, we have to go in data curation. So the pipeline might be like too long. In simple terms, we wanted public videos. We got them from YouTube. We also relied on those 13 topics we specified. I will go later on. So we have this metadata that's unfiltered. It went through a human evaluation. We filtered most of them in this stage because in the end, when you curate more public data, some of them will be not bad or we can say not related. And then we selected those videos and filtered them to only be 25 videos in each topic. Because in the end, if some of the topics have a huge number of videos and the other are not, it will not be fair or balanced. And also for the annotation of the demographics, we use Gemini to provide the video and audio with the caption to annotate the demographics, but we say we cannot trust those models. So it went through a human evaluation and review. We fixed every demographic that was provided from the model. And then we wanted to generate the questions for the 3 tasks. So we also use Gemini. But in the end, we go through human review. We've reviewed each question here and for each task to make sure it's correct and will align. So we ended up with part A questions in the 3 tasks, covering 13 topics. Mostly are sensitive, let's say, for the mental health issues and also in courtroom proceedings, and as well as in the job interviews and workplace. So for the demographics, as you can see, it is imbalanced. Why? Because we are relying on public videos in the end. We need to use public videos that are allowed to be used through the license. So if those models are already trained on those imbalanced data, can we trust them or not? We need to answer this. So for our evaluation, we are focusing first on the semantic alignment. When the AI provides a summary or an answer, does it align with our human summary that is reviewed? For the correctness, when they answer an MCQ question, is it correct or not with the correct demographics? And temporal precision for the temporal localization task, because many video models, they don't understand the temporal relations and connect the scenes together. So this is one of the hardest tasks I will show on later. And then empathy, if the model provides an empathic answer, to what extent it is empathic and we can use it. And fairness, because in the end we want to evaluate those demographics, if the model is good with all the demographics or not. So we will evaluate those current state-of-the-art models. We limited them to only audio and video support. So it's still under progress. And for the summarization example, so as you can see here, we provide a video, a complete video. It can range from 30 seconds to 1 hour. It depends on the video. And we have our ground truth summary with the demographics, the correct demographics. And this is the prediction of the model here as a summary. Most of the time, it will not align, and that's why we want to evaluate it. For the other 2 tasks, also we provide like a scene level, like a smaller 3 minutes videos, MCQ answers, as well as temporal localization. It's not clear here, but as you can see, for each question, the model must provide a reason why he got this answer, a rationale why. And also we will compare to our ground truth rationales. And for, as you can see in task 3, for the temporal localization, while the rationale was correct, their answer was wrong. Why? Because most of those models have an internal hallucination through the time. They assume it always starts from 0, but actually it's not, because when you provide like a long video and we segment it to scene level, they lose their focus, and that hallucination can happen, and we will evaluate this. So this is a quick presentation for our work. It's still under progress. So if you have any question, you can ask.
Can you describe what's going into the composition of the human, like who's doing the human evaluation? Because I imagine it varies depending on if they're, Canadians evaluating versus, European.
So first thing is, for those demographics, why we selected those, it's following the US Employment Act. they provide those demographics and they focus on 5 specific races, multiple genders, and ages. And then for the human evaluation, it's part of our team for different demographics. I'm not Canadian, and my team is not all of them are Canadian, so we have the diverse background, 2 females, 2 males. So when we review, we did not rely on one person to just see this question, 2 at least to see that. And this happened why? Because we are following the governance framework, let's say the EU European Act, that everything must be public. It must go through 2 human evaluation at least to make sure it's correct. And everything we did here, from the dataset curation and everything, is following this human European Act, and it will be public, so it can be released. Any questions?
So yeah, my understanding is the goal is you want to measure like bias based on various demographics. But then the different kind of evaluation frameworks,
Yeah.
not all of them necessarily seem like bias related. So can you maybe just clarify
Okay.
like
So
trying to measure in this benchmark? Yeah.
well, okay, so to go to the evaluation here. Okay. Current benchmarks, they don't care about this fairness and empathy. They just provide an accuracy and semantic alignment, like most current benchmark. So when they say like, okay, we achieved 90% accuracy in this benchmark, do we know if they covered multiple groups? Do we know if they covered those underrepresented groups? Will the AI be correct also on them or not? So we also, because we have the annotation of the demographics, it will not show here. We'll show the accuracy for each group. We want to see if the model is still correct in all possible demographics, or is it failing or not. When it is failing, we now go to the stage of mitigation, but we need to answer first.
Right. So
Yeah.
you're using like you're measuring like the technical benchmarks and stratifying based on the different.
We're creating our own benchmark.
Right, but
Yeah.
like, for example, temporal precision or semantic alignment is like a technical
Yeah,
like performance metric
Yeah.
of like say accuracy.
Yeah.
But you're stratifying that based on the different.
Yeah.
And then I guess you've added in. So you get one of these metrics.
yeah. We
Each
wanted
kind
to evaluate the set 2 ways for the accuracy and all, like the normal evaluation. And we added our own human-centric way. Because without demographics, without the provided ground truth demographics, we cannot evaluate the fairness. And also, like the 3 tasks we chose, because it is mostly because we are limited on time for sure. So because we are releasing all the videos and all, it can be extended. We can create more tasks. One of them could be multilingual questions. So the idea here right now, because we are limited on time, we're focusing on to be similar to the current benchmark, but also providing more a fairness idea to human-centric evaluation. When later on, like in the future work, when we extend it more, for sure it will be a better representation.
Have you tested a model yet with the benchmark?
So we have qualitative results, as you can see, because we started like recently, like in October on it, so it still like needs some time.
In progress.
Yeah, we evaluate right now. We are evaluating Gemini, Qwen, Uni mixture of experts. So those.
Is the evaluation of like the correctness of the response also done by a human or
For the models itself.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
this, you have a ground truth and you have the prediction.
This ground truth is a human reviewed. So if you remember here.
Right, I understand. So, but
Yeah.
when you're comparing the ground truth to the prediction,
Yeah.
how do you generate a score? Is that done by
So
a human?
for scoring, we follow statistical scoring as well as LLM as a judge. We just to make sure that LLM as a judge sometimes could be biased. So what will happen? Semantic similarity. For let's say it's cosine similarity, and the other one I forgot its name, paired score and all. So those are statistical way. Also, we will do LLM as a judge to check the coherence of the answers. Is it following the reference or not? Because we didn't want to rely just on LLM as a judge, we wanted to show also the statistics. And from the current results like we are looking right now, most of them are failing. It's a hard task to do. And also because of those models right now, they are limited in the context length, unlike Gemini, which is like one of the best right now. So we will see after we end how it will look. Any questions? Thank you.
much.